Today I'm making pumpkin caramel pudding. While I'm cooking, let hear about the complete story of Prophet Musa, Moses, peace be upon him. In Islam, Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, is one of the most frequently mentioned prophets in the Quran. His life was full of trials, miracles, and divine guidance, serving as a powerful lesson for all believers. His story begins with his miraculous birth in Egypt and continues through his mission to free Bani Israel from Pharaoh's oppression, his role as a lawgiver, and his unwavering devotion to Allah. 1. The birth of Musa and his survival from Pharaoh's decree. During the time of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, Egypt was ruled by a cruel pharaoh who oppressed the Israelites, Bani Israel. The Israelites were enslaved, forced into hard labor, and treated as inferior by the Egyptians. Pharaoh was warned through a dream that a child from Bani Israel would be born and would grow up to destroy his rule. Fearing this prophecy, he ordered that all newborn Israelite boys be killed, while the girls were allowed to live. It was during this time that Musa, peace be upon him, was born. His mother, fearing for his life, was inspired by Allah to place him in a basket and set afloat on the Nile River. The Quran describes this moment. And we inspire the mother of Musa, suckle him, but when you fear for him, cast him into the river and do not fear or grieve. Indeed, we will return him to you and make him one of the messengers. Surah Al-Qasas 7. By Allah's will, the basket flowed to Pharaoh's palace, where he was discovered by Pharaoh's wife, Asiya. She was a kind and righteous woman, and upon seeing the infant, she pleaded with Pharaoh to allow her to adopt him. Allah put love for Musa in her heart, and she convinced Pharaoh to spare his life. However, baby Musa refused to drink milk from any of the wet nurses in the palace. This was part of Allah's plan, as his sister, who had secretly followed the basket, suggested a nurse from among the Israelites. Musa's own mother was then called to nurse him, fulfilling Allah's promise that he would be returned to her. 2. Musa's upbringing in Pharaoh's palace. Musa, peace be upon him, grew up as a prince in Pharaoh's palace, receiving the best education and training. Though he was raised among the Egyptians, he always felt a connection to his people, Bani Israel. One day, as a young man, Musa saw an Egyptian taskmaster cruelly beating an Israelite slave. In an attempt to stop the oppression, Musa struck the Egyptian, unintentionally causing his death. Realizing the gravity of his action, Musa repented and sought Allah's forgiveness. The next day, he saw another Israelite in a fight and tried to intervene. However, the man revealed that Musa had killed someone the day before, and soon news spread throughout the city. Pharaoh, seeing this as an opportunity to eliminate Musa, planned to have him executed. A well-wisher secretly warned Musa of the danger, advising him to flee. Musa escaped Egypt and journeyed toward the land of Madian. 3. Musa's time in Madian and his marriage. After a long journey, Musa, peace be upon him, arrived in Madian, where he saw 2 women struggling to water their flock, while other shepherds dominated the well. Seeing their difficulty, he helped them draw water. The women were the daughters of Prophet Shu'aib, peace be upon him. When they returned home, they told their father about Musa's kindness. Prophet Shu'aib invited Musa to his home and, after hearing his story, offered him safety. Later, Shu'aib offered Musa the hand of one of his daughters in marriage on the condition that he worked for him for 8 to 10 years. Musa agreed, married Shu'aib's daughter, and lived in Madian for the agreed period. For Musa's first revelation and the burning bush. After completing his time in Madian, Musa, peace be upon him, set out with his family toward Egypt. During his journey, on a cold night, he saw a fire burning on Mount Sinai. He told his family to wait while he went to investigate. As he approached, he heard a voice calling him from the fire. It was Allah speaking directly to him. "O Musa, indeed, I am Allah, the Lord of all the worlds. Remove your sandals. Indeed, you are in the sacred valley of Tuwa." Surah Taha 11 to 12. Allah commanded Musa to throw down his staff, which turned into a serpent. He was then told to put his hand into his cloak, and when he pulled it out, it was shining white without any harm. These were signs from Allah to strengthen him for his mission. Allah then commanded Musa to go to Pharaoh and call him to the worship of one true God. This is where we will pause for now, but the story of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, is far from over. In the next video, we will continue with how Musa and his brother Harun confronted Pharaoh, the great miracles that followed, and the liberation of Bani Israel. So stay tuned. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Daper Nanny for more amazing content. See you in the next video.